Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here today, folks, and we have some MLB trade that happened a few hours ago. I just found it. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and thank you guys for all the support as we have hit our goal of 3,800 subs. Thank you guys so much. Now let's get into this. MLB trade happened between the two teams on your screen, the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. The Mets have acquired right-handers Eliezer Hernandez and Jeff Brigham from the Marlins. Reports Mike Puma of the New York Post minor league righty Franklin Sanchez is heading back to Miami in the return, as well as a player to be named later or cash. Both Hernandez and Brigham were designated for assignment by the Marlins earlier this week. The acquisitions of Hernandez and Brigham will give the Mets some needed depth in both the rotation and the bullpen, where they're currently faced with the prospect of losing significant chunks of their staff. Starters Jacob deGrom, Chris Bassett, and Tajon Walker are all free agents, and while the Mets have already signed Edwin Diaz, they are also seeing Seth Lugo, Adam Ottavino, Michael Givens, Trevor May, and Trevor Williams reach the open market. Both Hernandez and Brigham have a minor league option year remaining, two in Brigham's case, and therefore shouldn't be seen as locks to occupy a spot on next year's opening day staff with the Mets. That said, Hernandez has 4+ years of MLB experience, as Brigham has 3, so they're a bit more seasoned than the garden variety DFA pickup. Hernandez particularly has some time looked like a potential solid big league starter. From 2020-21 season, he made 17 starts for the Fish and pitched a 3.84 ERA with a strong strikeout walk rate of 26.4% and 5.7% respectively. That came in sample of just 77 and one-thirds innings pitched, thanks largely to the series of injuries, a lat strain in 2020, followed by bicep inflammation and quad strain in 2021, combined to limit Hernandez's time on the mound. Still, for a righty who's been pitching in his age of 25 and 26 season, it was an encouraging sample from which to draw. The 2020 campaign, however, was another story. Hernandez opened this season in Miami's rotation but lost his spot and wound up splitting his workload evenly between 10 starts and 10 bullpen outings. The end result was a dismal 6.35 ERA, fueled in part by his strikeout rate of 21.6% and walk rate of 7.9, trending in the wrong directions. Home runs have long been an issue for Hernandez, but never more than this past season, when he yielded a staggering 2.74 homers per 9 innings pitched, but another way, a stunning 6.8 of the hitters who came to the plate against him, Hernandez connected on a home run. Those red flags for Hernandez is a 27-year-old righty who, only 1 year removed from quality rotation work spread across 2 seasons. Since he can be optioned in the AAA, it's likely viewed as a 6th or 7th option in the rotation should injuries impact the Mets' starting rotation. Turning to the 30-year-old Brigham, he's coming off of more of a successful 2022 campaign. In 24 innings with the Marlins, he worked a 3.38 ERA with a strong 27.7 strikeout rate against a 9.9 walk rate. Brigham missed the entire 2021 campaign and much of the past season while dealing with a nerve injury in his right bicep, so durability is something of a concern, but dating back to 2019, he pitched about a full season worth of innings, 63 and one-thirds, with a 4.12 ERA and a 25.1 strikeout rate and 9% walk rate. This past season, 94.7 miles per hour average heater was down from its 96.6 peak in 2019, but the results were still sound. As with recent waiver claims, Steven Riddings, Brigham is likely viewed as an optional depth piece who can perhaps fight for one of the final spots in what should be a new look Mets bullpen this winter. He's projected to be in a modest $800K salary in 2023. As for the Marlins' return, they'll acquire 22-year-old Sanchez, who posted a combined 3.79 ERA in 35 and two-thirds innings across two Class A levels in 2022. Sanchez fanned 27.1% of his opponents, a strong mark, but also walked an untenable 13.5% of hitters he faced. The Marlins sent him to the Arizona Fall League, where he was tagged for 9 runs in 7 1/3 innings and walked more hitters, 6 of them to be exact, than he struck out of 5 of them. Sanchez did not rank among the Mets' top prospects at any Baseball America Fangraphs or MLB.com, though that's not really surprising for a pitcher who's been swapped out for a pair of recently DFAs. He'll give the Marlins a young arm with bat missing capabilities, but also some glaring command issues. The type of project arm, often including a lottery ticket in a minor swap of his nature. So, Mets kind of win this one. They get a couple guys that, if injury things happen, they can go out there, give the Mets an inning here, an inning there, starting pitching. Hey, go pitch 3 innings. Well, it's a bullpen day. Go pitch 3 innings, and that's all we're gonna do for today, and so on and so forth. The Marlins get a player to be named later or some cash, and also Sanchez, who, if he finds his command, he could be a good starter, but command issues a lot of young pitchers at the start of their careers. But that is it for today. That is the trade between the Mets and the Marlins. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Gillis TV here. I'm on out of here.